Ready.
We have either of the spirits attached to these two haunted items. If you'd come forward, please. If you give us your name.
I'm recording as well. I'm recording as well.
Right there. Okay, Timmy, if we got you here, just confirm. Cyril. Is he Cyril as well? Timmy. Spirit, Cyril, know you're in spirit now. If that's what you mean. Can you tell us what happened to you? Fall. There you go.
Are you here, Jacob? Here, yes. Can you give us a message for validation? Listen.
I had a Joe there.
Okay, do we have the spirit connected to this ventriloquist dummy here with us?
Ready. Wrong.
This is Henry and Rosamond. These were the first dolls that I ever purchased, and that's what we were talking about. I never really thought it at the time, but they've almost kind of got a sort of gypsy feel to them, and I still think that that's why it came to me. It's female and it's male. Greg takes the mick and says that it's two females, but I'm sure that this is a male just in a nice dress. These came from Japan. They were found in a wall cavity. Now in Japan, what they would do when they were building a house, they would put dolls as in protection to ward off evil spirits. So, cut a long story short, about 20 years ago, they were doing work in a house. These were found in a black bag, wrapped up in a black bag inside the wall cavity of a house in Japan. The people took them. It was America. I got these from. They bought from Japan. They'd gone to America. They basically, what I was told about them, lights would go on and off, would flicker, electrical failure. You would hear the people running around the house, up and down the stairs, things like that. These guys are quite cool. Rosamond's a protecting spirit, so she will guard. She's sensible. Henry is. I don't want to use the word I want to use, but he's not. He takes the piss. He'll wind you up. He's not very serious. Yeah, mischievous. He's not very serious. He'll he'll take the mick. He'll do things to you when you're doing experiments. You know, ITC sessions. You tell him to stop, he will stop it, which is quite good. Whereas Rosamond is very, very protective. Now we've done quite a lot of research. We've had their names come through. We've done quite a lot of in-depth research with these guys. We've had her wards off the other doll that I have has a spirit attachment, which is bad.
He's used not to be mentioned.
Yes, which I've mentioned. I've not stopped talking about negative energy all night. So someone who's not interested in it. Clear as day came through the audio. He's coming back, you know, and that was kind of what sort of thing onto the. She is a protective spirit. She's there to protect. She's one of my protective spirits now. Things that I've experienced with, I've seen lights flickering. I've not had lights going on or off. The best encounter I had that I couldn't explain was one of my staff members. They were at my shop for a little while because I get things delivered there. So I put them upstairs. I was downstairs doing stuff. She was right up the top. I mean, you can't really hear when you shout back and forward. I was adamant, you know, I could hear the shouting. I could hear a female shout down the stairs. She said she could hear a male. She was female. You could hear the male shouting up the stairs. We didn't see this at the time, but when we came down, like, what were you shouting? I was like, I thought you were shouting at me. They're just mischievous. They're quite happy. I've asked them, are they happy to be here? I got told no. Are they happy to be with me? No. Do you want to talk? No. So, I just really love them. They're just I find them friendly. I always have to. Sometimes you have to clip their hands. Sometimes their hands will pop together. I was always told when I got them that make sure they're always holding hands, because I think they were possibly in love in life, and they're in the afterlife now. So they have to keep their hands held together. So, but these are good dolls. So I'll pass them around. You can have a little hold. So looking to make contact with Rosamond or Henry, or both.
One.
Can you talk to Rosamond?
He's out.
Say Rosamond.
Inner.
Your name. Rosamond, are you here?
What?
Is Henry with you?
I'm not going to take it out. This one's called Nana. She actually, her backstory is very similar to Annabelle. She's not quite as strong as Annabelle, but she's getting there for what's attached to her. The story that came with Nana is that it was a kind of a typical sort of 40s, 50s family situation, where the daughter, mum and dad had to work hard. The daughter went to stay with her granny and granddad who owned the farm. They were looked after by the granny and granddad. The granny was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and the young girl really struggled to come to terms with this. She eventually died, and she went into deep depressions. She went through various medical assessments, etc. And it was recommended, one of the psychiatrists that saw her recommended, get a doll made as an effigy, you mentioned it earlier, of her granny. So they did. And this is Nana, who is the effigy of the young girl's granny. All the clothes are handmade, right down to the leather shoes. She's even got wee socks on. They're all handmade to match what the granny would have worn when she was working at the farm. It worked. The girl she found comfort in her, she got over her depression, she managed to get back to school, she progressed through school, college and went on to university. Once she kind of got over everything, the doll was kind of forgotten about. The doll wasn't needed anymore. She'd got over her depression, so the doll was kind of left in the cupboard. But it's when she was moving to go to university that she was clearing out her cupboards and decided what she was going to take, and she found the doll in the cupboard. Remembered, what it meant to her when she was young, so she thought, I'm going to take it with me. I'm going away from home. So I'm taking the doll with me to give me comfort. She went to university again. The doll just got pretty much forgotten about. It was in her second year at university. She was doing as a lot of students do. A group of them sitting together, having maybe a wee alcoholic drink or two, telling each other ghost stories. And one of the boys trying to impress the girls announced he had a Ouija board. At that point, the girl told the story about her granny and this doll. So they said, why don't you go and get the doll, and we'll try to make contact with your granny through the Ouija board. So that's what they did. The doll was put lying face up in the middle of the Ouija board as they tried to work around her. They made spirit contact, or contact with something, and the girl asked, are you my granny? No. He said, oh, quite confused at this because the only thing she ever considered was she was going to speak to her granny. So they asked who the spirit was, and it spelled like nobody. So she asked again, but you have to be my granny. No. I said, who are you? Nobody. At that point they described the doll flipped to face down and started making a gurgling noise. They panicked, they ran. They then closed down the board, she grabbed the doll, she pulled it off the board, she ran with it. Back to her own room, threw the doll in the cupboard, and tried to go to sleep. All night, all she could hear was knocking on her cupboard door. She got no sleep whatsoever. It continued the next night as well. She went 2 nights with virtually no sleep because of this constant knocking. The boy who had the Ouija board came over the next day and apologised for what he'd done and for scaring them. So she told them what was happening. So they opened the cupboard door, and there was Nana right at the door. One of her hands was broken. They thought from knocking at the door. The boy knew a spiritual group, so he said he'd arrange for her to be taken. So that's where she went. She went to the spiritualist group who had her for a number of years, who worked with her. The only answer they will get is nobody. It's the only answer this doll will give you for who are you. They recorded knocking and they recorded gurgling. I have also recorded knocking. I put a voice record, voice activation mode in our box with her, left it for a week, played it back. You can hear clear like that in the case and a gurgling noise afterwards, several times through the week. When I got her, she came from a group in Death Valley of all places, specialist collector of haunted artefacts. Quite a reliable one. You get a certificate with them and everything to show that they've got at least some authenticity. That's on the live, I can see it. When I first ordered her and I got confirmation that she was shipping across from America, one of the guys I was working with in the paranormal team at the time came across to me the day after and said, "Is this your new doll?" Photograph of her appeared on his phone. There was a photograph that the seller had used, but how the hell did it get on his phone? Because he knew nothing about it. I didn't tell him it was coming, but it was her. He at that point was doing or practicing astral projection out of body. Things started going seriously wrong for him and what he was trying to do. When she arrived with me, the biggest problem was the nightmares. I cannot describe the nightmares I had with her. They were almost like your wee Chucky movies. She was everywhere. She was constant torment. You couldn't turn your back without seeing her. She was chasing you. You couldn't get rid of her. She was always there. One of the few times that the wife did get quite, knowing something was going on, was when I woke her up in the hotel room. I probably woke up half the other folk shouting, "Back off, you fucking cunt." To her. I was 50 miles, probably 100 miles away from the house, but she was still there. I have dream catchers everywhere. To try to stop her coming to me in my dreams. I'm not opening it because I don't want any of you guys to have the sort of dreams I've had with Nana. She has a lot of protection around about her. and that calmed it down along with the dream catcher's personal protection that I use, specifically the field of what's in her. A lot of people have confirmed they feel it's something non-human that's come through the Ouija board. I hadn't thought of it at the time. It's actually just been suggested recently, because I mean, one of the stories, I don't know how many people know the real Annabelle story, not the Conjuring film nonsense. But I mean, people talk about possessed dolls and everything. If it's not living, it can't be possessed. You know, it's got to be living to be possessed. So a doll can't be possessed. Annabelle was attached to the doll. Well, whatever's attached to Annabelle doll was trying to possess one of the blokes. Again, students. She was trying to possess him, and he was in the final stages of possession when, fortunately, they found out what was going on and stopped it. What was suggested to me is because Nana is effigy of a real living person, perhaps what was coming through the board didn't actually realise that she wasn't a living person. And it was only once they came through and they attached that they suddenly thought, I can't possess this because it's not actually alive, but it was then attached because the board, you know, it was away from the Ouija board, it was physically attached to the doll. I would say this is the only one I personally have that has a permanent attachment. Okay, is the spirit connected or attached to the doll known as Nana with us?
Phone was turned off as well when I started.
Is the spirit or attached to the doll known as Nana with us? It's the word. Nana, are you here with us? Could you push forward, please?
Yeah.
Here. See,
Some of you know the story about Kate. Now, Kate came to me with the name Kay, but we've done quite a lot of research with her. She's been to quite a lot of investigations with us as well. We've definitely got Kate. I mean, every time we've had the doll, it's always been Kate.
Yeah.
Again, a little girl. She was always wanted to be a princess, which is probably why she's chose this doll. The doll's obviously been well looked after. She's a very, very positive spirit. She likes space around her. She likes everything being neat and tidy, which is why I tidied my desk the other week because it was a mess. She likes the space. With Kate, things like objects can be moved about. Yeah, just very, very positive energy. Now, Kate was bought without much research. Now, I know we always say we do a lot of research. Everyone we've always done loads of research. Kate, I didn't. I seen Kate and I wanted Kate. We were doing the drill cells in Anstruther and we'd encountered quite an aggressive energy. We've done a lot of research. We got a connection to witches. You know, the towers. You know, when during the witch trials, they would imprison the witches in the towers. Not a lot known, but we got things. We've seen things. Things were happening. We were standing on the old stone staircase, and we got the smell of apples. I got the smell of apples. I would say they were stewed apples. The smell is sort of, you know, you put apples in to make a pie or something. So anyway, we got that, and we kind of, we knew there was the witch connection, etc., etc. Now, when we were leaving the Driels Halls that night, out in the street, on the pavement, there was an apple, there was a red apple sitting at the side of the road. Now, this was in November or something, it was, it's middle of Anstruther, well, it's not middle of Anstruther, but there was no apple trees or anything about. So the only other possible explanation was somebody had seen it on the live, they thought, oh, let's go and put an apple outside. But it wasn't, it was a synchronicity, we've seen an apple, we all seen it for that reason, it was in the middle of the road, for God's sake. Anyway, jumping on to this year, I went online, I just seen her, I was just looking, I seen her, I thought, I think it was just the colours, I was just so drawn to her. And I thought, I've just got to have her, we're going on this investigation, I want to take her with me, and I don't know why. So anyway, I bought her, well, she's holding a red apple now. I didn't know this at the time, I never even noticed the apple because it was just such, I just had to have her. She had an apple, which to me symbolised what I'd seen. It was just meant to be, it was, you couldn't believe it. So anyway, we took her along to the Driels Halls, we'd done what we needed to do. Something that night, I don't know, it possessed me to do something I've never ever done before. I went to the room where we felt that these witches were potentially trapped, or this witch. I sat her at the door. I poured a line of holy water over the doorway. I know why I done it now. I didn't know at the time. We believe it was to free whatever was in there. We do believe that one of the witches. Someone told me that I've got a witch on my left shoulder, but there's always, when they look at me, there's always a woman behind me who was one of the accused witches. So we think that she's possibly gone into this doll. Kate, could you come forward and talk to us tonight?
Edward again.
Which live